Hello everyone, and welcome to this World of Warcraft video where I'm going to be discussing, reviewing, overviewing the leveling changes that are coming with Shadowlands. Maybe a little bit before Shadowlands, like the pre-patch, I'm not too sure. But yes, I'm going to be explaining them and then giving my own opinion as a frequenter of the MMO genre, comparing these decisions to other games, and just giving my general opinion of World of Warcraft as always. So let's begin. So with the new player experience in World of Warcraft Shadowlands, they have decided to take the level cap, which is currently 120, and they said we're going to smash that down. So it's being smashed down to the max level cap of 60, which was Vanilla's level cap. So they're just going back to their roots, they're going back to the roots, the things that made them special. But with this, they've had to squish all of the levels down. Mathematics. I didn't go to school for math, so I'm not really going to get into that. But how it's going to be is 1 through 10 is going to be your new quote-unquote starter zone. They have made a new zone for new players called Exile's Reach, where you can learn about your class, how to move, how to function in the game, different types of quests, bosses, CCs, learning a couple of your abilities, so on and so forth. I haven't played it myself because I haven't gotten in the alpha. Hopefully I'll get into the beta, but I'm just commenting on what I've seen so far. With this, it's a nicer way for new players and even veteran players just to have a nice starting point for their character to get to level 10. And with the stat squish, you're already 1/6 of the way there. So you only have to get, what, 50 more levels, and then you'll be max level. After you reach and complete Exile's Reach, you will be teleported to your capital city, given a couple dialogue options, and then you will have the option to select which expansion you want to play through. No longer do you have to wait until you're in like the 70 range to play Burning Crusade, the 80 range to go into Kata, the 90 range to go into Mists. You can now just play from 10 to level 50 in any of the expansions that came before Shadowlands. So this includes Base, Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, Mists, WoD, Legion, and Battle for Azeroth. Shadowlands is going to be kept for the higher max level players, from 50 to 60. So I really enjoy this personally because I played Wrath, though I never really got to max level during Wrath of the Lich King. I played the beginning of Cataclysm, and I have since leveled a character through a couple of the zones. But I've never had that experience where it's felt like a narrative. It's felt constructed and it's felt cohesive. I never played and leveled through Mists. I did play WoD, Legion, and Battle for Azeroth, however. I've actually played through Burning Crusade a little bit on my journey, leveling a couple other characters. But I think this change and this shift in the way players level is honestly really smart. It allows you to go into a new character and kind of have that format like, this is my Burning Crusade character. I'm going to be playing the Burning Crusade expansion to the Contemporary expansion, basically almost to max level. I'm going to go from 10 to 50 in this expansion. And then you can make another character and be like, I feel like doing Cataclysm. So then you can just do everything in Cataclysm, get to max level. Not max level, but to 50 before you hit the Shadowlands expansion. Or you could be like, how you make a character and then play a way that you've always played and just go through the maps in core World of Warcraft. Though I have yet to see if they have or will go back to core World of Warcraft and implement like a main narrative throughout the zones. They are adjusting and adding to the quest UI to have a more distinct quest marker that says, hey, this person and this quest is a main narrative quest for this map. So you're going to want to focus on that. And the side quests will have, I'm pretty sure, the same marker as they normally do. It's the narrative that is a new UI feature, the main story quest, which is also great. And then after you get to 50, and then you'll play through the Shadowlands. The changes to the hero classes, because all the levels are being squished, they have to appropriately smash down Death Knights and Demon Hunters, and also the allied races. Apologies for the background, it's very warm. So for the Death Knights and the Demon Hunters, they'll be squished down to level 8, which is very kind of shocking in my opinion. I had thought that they'd probably start at like 15 or 20. And I don't know how, because for Death Knights, you're going to need to hit a level cap, I presume. Unless they got rid of that and I'm just stupid. But the way I remember it, and like have known Death Knights to work, is that you have to reach like level 55 and before you can create a Death Knight, which starts at level 55. So is it going to be like you just have to reach level 8 and then you can make a Death Knight? So you don't even have to finish Exile's Reach before you can make a Death Knight or a Demon Hunter? It's a little strange. It's a little strange. It's a little crazy. Maybe uncertain times. There are probably answers to these questions. I might have just not come across them. If there are answers to these questions, please notify me in the comments. I would greatly appreciate that. So that is a very interesting change and an interesting hurdle that they might have already finished. And then allied races will start at level 10. Also, Death Knights and Demon Hunters are getting their own like starting zones, I think, that they've mentioned, which is really interesting. And that is pretty much it. Of course, when you're leveling, because of the level squish, you're getting your abilities and spells much faster, which will be really nice. I've known that concerns over the Demon Hunter are present because they were made to be at level 90, to be very close to max level. So they never had to have many skills to be spread out over 60 levels. They only had to, you know, do 10 or 20 levels. Nothing crazy. So that's another plot point. But now that I've kind of summarized the general changes to the leveling experience of World of Warcraft for players, I hope that was pretty cohesive. You know, you got your level squish, you got your stat squishes, and you're getting spells probably a little bit faster, and your talents. Now I'm going to talk about my feelings about this change in World of Warcraft. In all honesty, I am really happy that they did this. I remember before they announced it for Shadowlands, they had rumored it. They put out a little poll or a post like, how would you guys feel if we did this? Blizzard is sneaky. They knew. Ugh. Blizzard knew exactly what they were doing. They're not going to ask people what they feel about this unless they're going to implement it. I feel like game studios often do that. They're like, what do you guys think? We'll take your feedback. And then you're like, well, that translates to, we're not really going to take your feedback. We're going to do it. This is just a warning. But I was always in the camp that I would be down for it. 60 levels. It would probably, and especially with the way that they've done it in terms of creating a more structured way to play through an expansion, an option to play through an expansion regardless of your level. I think that's really awesome in terms of you buy an expansion and you want to play that. You no longer have to get to a level. You can just start playing it outright. And I think Blizzard has taken a great steps in changing the way people play their MMO. And I think it'll be very healthy. So I was always on board for it. And in addition to being on board for it, I was also hoping that the leveling process would be a bit faster and it wouldn't take necessarily as long as it used to, in my opinion, because I love alts, but the one thing that held me back in World of Warcraft was the speed at which you could level your alts. From what I've heard, I haven't played, of course, Shadowlands. I haven't played these changes. From what I've heard, leveling is exponentially, I don't know about exponentially, but, you know, drastically faster, which will be great, especially because you can level in one expansion, it seems. I'm pretty sure, and if that's not how it works, that should be how it works. You know, you play through an expansion and you get those 40 levels. It will make playing a character that much better, because not only are you getting masterfully crafted, you know, RPG level quality story and quests and experiences, but you won't have to like complete a story and then feel like, oh, I have to go do another thing. You can probably switch maps or switch an expansion midway through if you really so desire. Or if you like, you know, finish a couple maps and you're like, I'm not really feeling this. I'm pretty sure you can go to another expansion and start playing through their quests because of the level scaling. So that's also a plus in my book in terms of, you know, having that faster leveling speed and having the flexibility to change if need be. But all in all, I'm really excited to see how the leveling experience really ships up and shapes out as we go into Shadowlands. And I hope that they will adjust any, you know, leveling curves or the amount of XP certain mobs give, just to, you know, have a bit more of a consistent method for people to play multiple characters. Because ultimately, we all want to get to Shadowlands, and we all want to play the dungeons, raids, and stories, and, you know, PvP and such. One thing that would have been really interesting if they implemented more world quests in those previously existing zones. I think that's one area that I think would be really fun. Because before Legion launched, we had those Legion invasion points on core Azeroth. In terms of the time frame, it really wouldn't work, but you know what? You could change it a little bit and just have like, you know, zone quests or like 2 zone events like Westfall. Have a zone event where you have to all go and like fight Hogger and or, you know, fight one of those machines in Westfall, or go kill a spider in Duskwood, or something along those lines. You know, defend the Teldrassil area as a night elf. Help with the burning, I don't know. Just something to maybe like spot it. I wouldn't put it in every map per se, but, you know, definitely pepper them around, just to, you know, have that kind of spice in the experience. Dungeons will be interesting, and I guess you can still level via PvP if you really so wish, because you get experience from playing PvP. I think it'd be really cool if you got a little bit more experience from playing PvP matches. But I mean, people could, you know, be against me and say like, it's already pretty good, but these are just my own opinions in terms of the changes to leveling in World of Warcraft. But all in all, I'm really excited to see the leveling changes and play them firsthand. I hope I can play them firsthand. WoW subscriptions are very expensive, so I hope I can get around to it. But thank you everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video, like to comment down below. Thank you so much to my patrons. I really appreciate your support. You're getting these videos early. If you'd like to become a patron, check out the links down below. Or just, you know, send me a tip via PayPal. Like the video, comment down below your thoughts on the World of Warcraft's changes to leveling, and how they might, you know, reflect other MMOs. I think this is a good direction for the MMO genre as a whole. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone. Mwah!